What's done is done. Life has to move on. That's a harsh reality, but it grows you. Okay? That's where I think that's where this saying that says, do not cry over spilt milk, as in the milk has been, as in it's on the floor. You're not going to gather it again and put it in a can and drink it. You're not going to do that. The best you can do is wipe it away. The best you can do is shove it away. The best you can do is walk away from it, okay? And then be careful next time not to spill, not to, you know, have it tumble over. And that is a choice that you have to make, that, you know what, yes, I'm learning my lessons from this, and I'm picking up these lessons and I am going with them to the next chapter of my life. If you're the kind who wraps up a chapter minus learning anything, then you're going to miss you're going to meet the next or the same test on your way. It's like some of us who dodge some of these things are like, I don't want to go through that. You know, I don't want to deal with difficult people. Let me tell you, God has a way of amazing us, and God is the best comedian. You will find yourself meeting hard people after hard people. Why? Because you have to sit that paper and pass it. And then after passing it and knowing that, by the way, everyone is hard in their own way, but I can find a way of working with them. I can find a way of collaborating with them. I can find a way of forgiving them. I can find a way of reconciling. And then I can find a way of creating boundaries, or I can find a way of loving them from a distance, or I can find a way of just, you know, cutting them out from my inner circle, but wishing them good and not just keeping the poison inside of me, the hatred and the grudges inside of me. I can always find a way. There are thousands of ways of looking at the same thing. So if you're stuck with one, that's where the problem is. And I don't want you to get stuck with one. What's been done has been done. The betrayal happened. And I know one time we're going to talk about, and I don't know when, but let me just throw this promise. We're going to handle how to coach ourselves out of situations. Because yes, you've explained the predicament. You've explained the situation. And the situation is a fact. Yes, we understand it happened. They betrayed you. Okay? So, and then the next is how you think about it, because how you think about it is your interpretation of the situation. Yes, we look at the situation and like, oh, it's a very bad situation. You have a broken relationship, you have a betrayal at work, a backstabbing, that is so hard, okay? That is so bad. We all know it's a fact. But how you interpret it, that is where we get stuck. When you think about it on the side of, oh my God, life is so hard. I don't think I'm going to deal with any other person. I think I'm going to just close my poor heart. I'm not going to welcome anyone else in. Now, those are your thoughts, and that is your interpretation of the situation. But that shows how you're going to progress down the line, because after you interpret it wrongly, then those interpretation or thoughts are going to go into actions, are going to go into behavior, and they are going to go into the strongholds and build strongholds in your life. And before you know it, you're this gloomy person, you're this person that is never touched by anything. And when they ask you, you have your story to pull up, you have your facts to pull up. Yes, the facts are there. But when we talk about change of attitude, is you can color your life, you can paint your life with brightness or with gloom. So if you decide to look at the same object, the same story, and say, okay, there is a silver lining to this. I can learn from this. And then I can pick up the lessons and create a better life. I can think differently about this, okay? And then your interpretation becomes different, and then it goes into the actions, it goes into the behaviors, and before you know it, you're creating the life that you have always wanted. Why? What's done has been done, and life has to move on. So the quicker, the faster you understand that, the better for you. Whether it's the biggest betrayal in the world, I don't mind. What's been done has been done, but your life has to go on. Don't stay in the same place. Don't stay frozen for the rest of your life. Don't cocoon yourself from the rest of your life. Don't say, I don't want to deal with people. Are you going to deal with animals? You're not going to the zoo to deal with animals. You're still going to deal with people. Your next boss is going to be a human being. Your wife is going to be a human being. Your next relationship is going to be with a human being. You're going to give birth to human beings. Now when your child also does something so bad, you're just going to write them off, because these things are going to happen. Okay, the harsh realities that we grow from, or the harsh realities that help us grow. There's suffering everywhere, but again, there's overcoming. Which side do you want to be on? You get to choose. And that is why I said, choose life. you and your offsprings will be able to live, and not just live, but live happily ever after. Don't say that in happily ever after, we are not in cartoon and stories. Happily ever after does not mean a life without tests, a life without any problems, any mountains and fluctuations. No, it means that you are living an intentional life. That when you bump into a problem and you say that's a river, you're like, where is the canoe? You're like, where is the ferry? You're like, where is the boat? Because where is the lifesaver? How can I go through it? But for some of us, when we get to a river, when we get to a water body, then you freeze, because then there is no way. There is no way. I would rather turn back and go. Do not turn back. There is always a way around everything in life. And then I hate to even disappoint you the more, because today I think I come bearing bad news. But again, they're the harsh realities that we're talking about. Not everyone is going to support you. Not everyone. And this is the worst. That the people you expected to support you because they are your brothers, they are your siblings, they are your friends, or maybe your partner, as in the people that are closest to you. Even the Bible says that your enemies will come from in-house, like they will be the closest. So while you're introducing your ideas to them and telling them of your big dreams, telling them of your audacious dreams, of the mega dreams, of the things that you want to accomplish, they're looking at you and thinking, the son of a carpenter, and thinking, you come from, from where? Kayunga. You come from the name, whichever village you come from. Or they will say, there's so many people have done the same thing and it has not really helped. Now, there are those that will have that version. And then there are those that who will look at you with the envy of why is it him with all the ideas and all the progressive ideas? And then that envy will fill their hearts, and instead of uplifting you, they will actually pull you down. They will look for different ways. But that one is a marriage failure. But that one is but all the business that they do, they fail. My friend, yes, you have all the negative records, but where are the negative records? If those negative records were accolades, wouldn't you be the richest person on earth? You'd have been the richest person on earth. But again, negativity does not build anything. But if you know it, that one of the harsh realities about life that helps us grow is that not everyone is going to support you. Those that know you are actually going to look the other way. Those that don't know you might be the ones that are jumping in first to help you. So be thankful for every hand that comes to collaborate with you. Be thankful for every wind that comes beneath your wings to actually lift you higher. Be thankful for everyone. And then for whoever is doing all the tearing and the pulling you down, tell them, I am growing because of you, okay? The same stones that you're using to stone me are the same stones that I'm using as stepping stones to get to my next level, and the next level, and the next level. And before you know it, you'll be at totally different levels, and you'll be looking down and not even seeing these guys. And you'll be asking yourself, where have they gone? That reminds me of scenarios where I've driven long distances, and then you're seeing someone, trying so hard to make sure that they either fail. This scenario of you're trying to overtake someone and someone is showing you, no, I can speed up. And then sometime back when I was still that reckless in life, I would actually go harder on the gas, and I would be like, wait a minute, let me show you that I can drive faster than you. And these days when someone tries to do that, I'm like, you know what, you have all the road to yourself. Let me just take a back seat. I will come following, because I will get to my destination anyway. It's not the speeding up, it's not the racing that will get me there, but if I am careful, I will get back to my children, and I think I treasure that more than anything. That's why I say that when it gets to pleasing people my age or exciting people my age, we really don't get that much excited. I know some of you are asking, but how old is she? I will leave that for the next time. Okay, so not everyone is going to support you. And then, I think I should wrap up with this. You will do better without some people. You will do awesomely well without some people. And sometimes God takes some people away from us for a reason, because they were shadows that were standing in the way between the sun and us that we could never have grown. You remember, I don't know where in the Bible, but it says that after the King Uzziah died, like I saw God. That means that when that person was there, they were shielding you. They were, you know, and sometimes we have ways of going to the garbage bin and picking things that God has thrown away from our lives. When God says, I am done with that, let it go. It could be a relationship, it was good while it lasted. But when God takes it out of your life, when life takes it out of your life, I know you're not going to clap, you're not going to dance, you're not going to be enthusiastic about it, but let it go. Because you are going to be way better off without some people in your life. So life has a way of editing. I told you that everything worthwhile is an uphill task. So that means while you go up the hill, there are certain lazy people that are going to stay at the slopes of the mountain. And then there are those who will say, we're still for you, let's go. And then some of them, quarter way, they will say, you know what, we are breaking our backs, we'll stop here. And then while you go to the mid of the mountain, yes, there are people who will be carrying on, soldiering on, and then they will also stop there. And there are very few people. Sometimes you will get to the top of the mountain, the peak of the mountain, alone. And you will look around, the people that you started the journey with are nowhere to be found. And they dropped off for some reason, okay? Because maybe you were not faced the same direction. Two people cannot walk together unless they agree. And it's possible that you were not in alignment. You were not in agreement. You thought of something different and they thought of something different. They promised something different and they did something different or delivered something different. So sometimes you are better off, and that is a rule of life, and that is a harsh reality that helps us grow, that you're going to do without some people. And your life is going to turn out very okay. Very okay. And you will be glad after you get there, not because those people didn't come with you, but you will be glad that you kept going. You will be glad that you kept growing. You will be glad that you didn't tie your growth to someone that was being a parasite, or that wanted to take the limelight, or that wanted to shadow over you and didn't want you to go any further. Let certain things go. You've got to know when to cut off certain things. I love you. Let's grow. Let's keep growing. And I know that we can do this together. Let's take this journey. And I know that we're going to be happy that we did that. Bless you.